Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to my many friends across the earth. It's a stormy day, it's raining, and the wind and the thunder gods are here. So you may hear the rain, the thunder in the background. So you could choose to allow you to relax even further. That would be a choice. If you don't know me, I'm a certified energy facilitator and a teacher, an artist, and a spirit consultant. I offer my unique services to the public in a number of ways. I have an upcoming energy healing course called Holographic Healing with a certification as an energy healing facilitator. It's EHF. It's level 1 of 3 levels. This course is cutting edge. It's cutting edge information, and we will have this course May 19th and 20th. I'll hold it here in the mountains of North Carolina. We'll be in a private home overlooking the mountains. It will be beautiful. We'll be discussing this cutting edge modality a little bit more at the end of the show. It is very powerful. It's not like Reiki. It's more like Reiki times 1,000. You can visit my website at www.knowingdo.com to learn more. So we've been talking about being the alchemist and being the alchemist of your own life and the importance of that. As the alchemist of your own life, it's paramount to understand vibrational harmonics and its function in your life. Changing one's molecular structure through vibrational harmonics sounds like you need a PhD to understand it. But there are really simple, natural, cosmic understandings of life and how vibration affects that outcome. You don't need a PhD. You just need to become aware, and becoming aware is choice, consciously, allowing yourself time and space consciously. So these Sunday shows are a cumulative understanding, and they're made just for you, for your contemplative time. Many of you don't offer that to yourselves as self-love. A time to ponder your choices in life. So sit back and relax and allow yourself to wander into the ideas of upliftment. Last week we talked of the auric field and how to optimize its free movement on an earth. Freedom as universal right. Freedom to move about unencumbered on an earth, in your earth suit. Hopefully moving about without having to hide yourself or protect yourself from all the outside influences, all the outside transmissions, without being traumatized or triggered all the time. We talked about the 7 bodies, your physical, mental, emotional, and etheric bodies, how what you do, how you view life, and how you not process your traumas, your hurts, and your pains, how these all affect your auric field and affect your vibration. So knowing that the auric field is a vibrational consciousness, it's mapped and coded with its own ley lines, and that your positioning on an earth can alter your awareness and change the environment of you, the environment of others, frankly. We learned that the traumas of your many lifetimes, your ancestral influences and your personal traumas and beliefs, all those influences that compromise the dimensions of your aura, we learned about those, how they create all kinds of unprocessed emotions and ideas that we hold deep within the layers of our bodies, all 7 of them. And there's more than 7. These are the 7 that we work with. And through awareness and kind energy and compassionate embrace of your own healing, these can all be released from the body, from the mind, from the soul unit. We can release these things out into the universal fields to allow you harmony and freedom within a body, within this body in this lifetime. We talked of releasement and clarity that can alter your entire life, being clearer than you are the day before. Nobody's woke. Nobody's healed. We're all just getting more healed, and we're just getting more woke, and we're just becoming more clear each day. Allowing yourself the activity of clarity, being clearer each day. Add self-love, add forgiveness. Clarity becomes easier for you. So you have to ask yourself, is this activity or any activity going to allow clarity for me or not? I may have to ask myself these questions now that I'm becoming aware. And now I'm becoming aware that I have all these unknown choices that I've made. Unknown agreements. We talked of the ability for the aura to be reworked and rewired and remapped, per se, through your conscious efforts of changing the vibration of you. When we change the vibration of the auric field, we're allowing the immortal elixir in us to be exposed. The elixir of life. Your life force energy is within there. Always has. And through the exposure of the elixir, which is comprised of the core elements of peace and joy and freedom and love and harmony, this exposure brings the aura and the 7 bodies into vibrational alignment. A completely new harmonic for your life. So tending to the 7 bodies within your aura field and the millions of combinations of energies that are produced from that is really paramount now. I like that word, paramount. It's important. We need to focus on it. The 7 bodies, the combinations of energies. How many are there? Why did they get there? We don't need to know why. We just need to know how to release it by conscious effort and allowance of cosmic energy to assist you. Energy bombardments are here from suns and cosmic rays, from moons and even fake moons, from EMF activities, from radiation, from barium in the skies and mercury in the water. Oh my, what is a vibration to do? Rise. Rise above it. Rise the vibration to change from its existing state, to rise a vibration. Physics understands that the stronger field changes the weaker field. The alchemist also knows that the stronger field changes the weaker field. When we change the vibrational resonance that you produce through all your thoughts and through your words, through the spoken words and all the unspoken words, all your ideas and belief systems, they all are allowed to change within your divine mind, within you. The alignment with the idea that none of the stuff outside of you is part of your immortal elixir, and that your essence and vibration can be unaffected by the lower vibration of another person or a situation disturbing your event. Unaffected as the mind is at peace. The heart is at peace when the vibrational allowance is in focus. It's a game plan in some respects. Your spirit body is a portal of consciousness, energetic consciousness, plasmatic consciousness, allowing the divinity, the God source within you, to move throughout the body and the aura to share the light within. We are sharing light in a body with your own divinity. So then, in the awareness and clarity of that, we see that health and vitality is harmonic energy. And disease and pain is fractured or discordant energy. Then we have to ask, what are we vibrating on in earth? I mean, really, each moment, each day, what are we vibrating in our health, in our minds? How much of what we vibrate is divine, and how much is part of trauma or disease? What about all the vibrations coming from us that we're unknowing of? We have all kinds of unknown vibrations and subconscious vibrations, activity that affects our aura, affects our emotions, affects our life. These are unknown and hidden pockets of light filaments within the body and the aura that vibrate its own codes into the 7 bodies. Unknowns could be vibrating a fear from a past life that you never knew about or even ever wanted to know about, but it influences you every day. You didn't know it was there. It can be released still, even not knowing what it is. We don't have to dive into the stories of our past lives. It's unneeded now when we understand that we are the alchemists and this is just about energy. It's not about the stories. Our brains can get fascinated with our life history, our past lives and reincarnation cycles through the recycling bin of the white light. Please don't go to the white light anymore. Choose the golden light. Choose the light of your own being as immortal. All the things that are inside you that influence you is not part of the base elements of you. They're not part of the immortal elixir. They're not part of the peace or love or joy or harmony or freedom that's a frequency within inside your body. So it seems really important now, with this clarity or this awareness, this understanding, that ridding the body and ridding the mind of trauma and disease is what a soul wishes for us. It's what our higher selves guide us to. And it's all for a future motion of the body and mind. Clearing traumas is only one stage. We don't do it forever. You become peaceful at some point. You can choose to be quiet in yourself. Trust that whatever comes is all right. And you don't have to focus any longer. But during this high phase of vibrational fields of you, focus and intention is required. If you choose. I'm speaking from my own experience and what I went through after I woke up one day with a totally different idea of life. My body had a whole different idea of life. My soul had come in, progressed at a higher rate, and I could see and feel dimensions of myself from other lives. I had psychic abilities that I never knew I had. Things change when the vibrational fields change around us. We don't know if that's going to be done by an angel, by a God source, or by your conscious effort. Well, if I wasn't in the position I am without an angelic ascension or movement like I had, I would be consciously doing this. And then when I did wake up and had a different continence and a different vibration, it was still required to rid the body of the debris. So changing the vibrational fields within yourself brings you into alignment with manifesting what you want, what your soul wants. This is the law of attraction. It's not a red Ferrari. It's not bukus of money. It's the abundance of life, and it's the internal positioning of your own North Star. It's like you have this high technology that you brought to this earth that no one knows about, but many have pieces of the puzzle. But the idea is that you already hold this technology. Everyone holds this technology. It's just hidden within us. This is the unveiling. This is the secret space program. It's the technology of compassion, the ability to feel and see and execute what is in the best interest of the being known as you. This technology, when activated properly with a proper environment changes the being and changes the environment, therefore changing the life and the lifespan, perhaps. Physicists are scrambling to find technology and trying their best to duplicate passion in artificial intelligence. Well, AI will never match the power of the universal energy. The universal alignment of our being makes for a powerful technology without infiltration and based in natural organic life. This is universal law. This is a code of conduct for compassion for all beings, to allow one's being to change no matter the environment, no matter the stresses. So ask yourself, what comes natural to you? What makes you an individual? The natural state of peace within you is a level of consciousness, internal consciousness, whether you know it's there or not, whether you've accessed it today or not. The harmonics that creates universal abundance holds up your neural network to hold the ultimate capacity of peace. You are the technology. You are the spaceman. Internally, if you hold this capacity, if we all hold this capacity, then it's of note that we must then learn to activate ourselves as the tuner of the harmonic. Then we're the driver, we're the force. We tune the environment, we tune the mind, we tune the emotions through our own conscious direction. You're the driving force behind this capacity of peace, behind the capacity to be the tuner. You can imagine an old-timey radio, like sitting in front of you, with one of those old-timey radio dials, like in an old 50s one. And as your hands move to the dial, you turn it like you're the head tuner of this dial. And it's up to you to tune into peace or choose another frequency. It's up to you. Or you can imagine yourself as a tuning fork. When struck, this high energy source alters the energy around it into peace. Be the tuner of your life. Remember, physicists know this. Stronger field changes weaker field. You're going to wait for someone to do it for you. So this capacity of peace and your body's ability to adapt to it allows the body to assimilate this harmonic into vibrational alignment. Alignment with universal wishes, with your soul partner's agreement, with your higher self's, like, happiness, wish for you. This vibrational alignment changes the molecular structure of the physical body. This is exactly what an Earth is also doing right now, aligning itself harmonically through the multiverse, healing itself and releasing what no longer serves. We are all seeing that around us now, the purging. Earth is purging itself. Don't stand in the vomit. That was gross, but really, don't stand in it. Don't fight for stuff. Let's get over it and heal ourselves into happiness. Each of us. It ripples. This is the technology I'm speaking of. This is what physicists know. Healing only occurs when the molecular structure has been altered. Your structure has changed and adapt itself back to the original elements of the elixir of life, peace and joy and love, harmony and freedom. Alignment of auric fields, alignment of auric ley lines, and the ley lines of the Earth and its trajectory through the universal fields. It's all alignment. And you, right now, are caught right up in it. All of us are. We're riding it out. And it makes sense for us to ride it out in bodies that are more comfortable, in minds that are more comfortable, as we access our future selves, accessing our past selves, our current selves, the many of those that there are. We ignite within us the core elements so that we can weather any storm and handle life with grace and ease. Ease of the mind and ease of the body and ease into the wisdom that brought you here. Graceful ability to see one's actions, to see one's activities. You might see activities that need to change. This is grace. To do it without triggering yourself, without judgment of yourself. Vibrational change. To feel the vibrations that are out of alignment and then consciously alter them. The core elements of you are your truth. This truth of being is the individuality of your light, of your truth. When your truth is exposed and light within you is ignited, your physical being lights up and your mind opens and pure peace pours out. And there's no magnetic draw to any outside stimulus. It's a graceful, grounded being living their truth on an earth in vibrational harmonic alignment with the universe. These are not etheric ideas. These are ideas based in conscious attainment, conscious alignment. So allowing the consciousness of you, all of it, every part of it, even the stuck, stubborn, angry parts, to change. Allow them to change your ideas and your vibration to change towards conscious activities of peace, of joy, of freedom. And then the vibration of you becomes peaceful. This is what reality will surface around you. You see, there are formulas in universal codes. There's formulas in cosmic codes. There's formulas in galactic codes. There's formulas in earth codes. So there's an understanding throughout all of those that consciousness plus vibration equals the reality. So you are responsible. We're all responsible for the consciousness of our being. We tend to the 7 bodies, and we suddenly have changed our vibration. Our reality then changes. Peace. When you change the piece of a structure of your being, you're changing the piece of the structure of your influence on an earth. How your stronger energy can influence a weaker energy. It's about vibration. This isn't New Age woo-woo. This is science, and this is spirituality. Knowing this, wow, what do we do? What do we do with all that? Knowing all that, we can use our intention and our focus to allow the highest possibility of our essence to bring the idea of abundance in all things to the crucible of your heart. You're the alchemist. When you bring the idea of abundance in all things to the crucible of your heart, the crucible of your mind, the crucible of your emotions, well then attainable vibrations will be allowed around you. Your being will vibrate to its highest attainable idea without really you realizing how it happened. Just the idea of abundance in all things brought to your heart. The activity of that, the true activity and feeling of that changes all things. You might have to do it at times of need, in times of pain, in times of sorrow. This is when it's conscious, and this is when you have high attainment. This doesn't mean you failed, because you're working through the debris of your body or the debris of your mind. This means you are in a location ready for your highest attainment. Like you're standing in line with a number. Next! You're ready. Remember, you are the tuner of this life, and the tuner of the being, and the tuner of the vibration within you. So things in your path may suddenly be wonderstruck with opportunity. That won't suck. That could be awesome. It's what happens. I know. I've had people step in front of me that I would never have believed, astrophysicists and NASA scientists and shaman and druids and priests. I've had energy healers and genetic scientists that I all completely resonated with, because that was my highest attainment as a vibrational field. So that's the people that came to me. I didn't ask for it. But truly, somewhere inside, I was asking for abundance for my being. I didn't specifically say I'd like to meet a shaman today, or I'd like to meet an astrophysicist, or I'd like to sit with a genetic scientist that I totally understand what they're talking about, even though I never took science in high school or college. What the heck? What is this? This is opportunity. This is a free flow of life on an earth. Whoa! Imagining and focusing your intention on, say, success in your health, you could allow that vibration into your body and into your mind with your thoughts, health, and well-being. This is conscious creation of the soul vehicle you are in, this container of your divinity. As an alchemist of your own life, this is your work or your play. It is just my joy to have found my way through an avenue that feels good. There's no known exact way or path. We just have to find the resonant activity for ourselves. So often we use sound. The tuner can be the striking force to use a certain frequency of sound, altering the sound, the vibration and hertz within the vessel, within the crucible, changes the vibration into a more harmonic, like a harmonic alignment of ease and grace when you enter certain sounds. I've been put in sound chambers that were made of devices from high technologies with 4 levels of sound, 4 levels of light, infrared light, subliminal sound, and it heals the body and it heals the mind. These were future technologies that are held back in society. I had to go deep into Canada to find that one. I'm sent to the places to find the things to unearth for myself that make sense in the trajectory of my life and my future life. Of course, I had to have been a genetic scientist in another life. I had to have been a high alchemist in some life. I have to now step into that. This is my peace. This is my joy. So I use sound in my healing sessions, where sound is needed to move or push or alter the frequency. And you know, ancient sacred languages used vowel sounds to alter frequency and vibration. Tibetan monks use sound to levitate, to apportate. This is not new technology. It's just hidden within you technology. Don't you know that these sounds that are everywhere around us, and sometimes in our heads, but everywhere around us are sounds. Don't you know it's been used in many benevolent and not so benevolent ways? Sound and the ability to alter the frequency of sound has altered how man has taken in the energy to the cells and molecular structure of their body and their aura. In college, I went for a communications degree. Radio, TV, newspaper, graphic design. Ironic that I don't look or read or engage in any of those now, except for this avenue and internet, social networks, and websites. Because I learned something very important in school. When I was sitting in class one day and the professor was talking, and I was in a communication arts class, it was called media advertising. We were learning how and why people buy products. Then we learned of the companies that created Rand Corporation and some others that created sound, subliminal sound, with words and ideas and frequencies that they studied for years on people, probably in underground bases, to alter their frequency and change their perception to purchase an item. This was used in one aisle of a grocery store or a whole grocery store. It could be used in one shelf of a grocery store. You have no idea what you're bombarded with frequency-wise, with just sound. It makes sense to change the vibration. Changing the natural frequency of a human to one of an altered tone to is what is trying to be done. It's used every day by small and large factions from small and large ideas out of alignment with our harmony. These altered sound frequencies and transmissions come in the form of many things like embedded words, embedded sounds, embedded intentions within the sound or within the music or within the tracks, embedded in the background, inaudible to the human ear. Well, humans. There are a lot of humans on the earth that can tune in, per se, to radio stations and broadcasts of all kinds. I'm one of those. I hear them in my head. And while I was in Canada, I even had a friend check it because I was hearing things. And I just needed some idea that these weren't, I don't know what it was. So I had him come over with his EMF mirror, and he took electromagnetic frequency meters that put off sound. And it would bring sound to inaudible sound. So we're standing in a room, we can't hear anything, but the filter could hear it. So, inaudible sound can destroy and damage the molecular structure around us. So this friend brought his equipment and turned it on, and there you go. It was Michael Jackson singing Thriller. I knew all the nights I was hearing songs and DJs and commercials in my head, inaudible sounds picked up all night long. There it was on the meter. Thriller. What did I do? Because I was unaware of what I know now, I moved. Because I knew about the infiltration, I moved. But what I did not know at the time was about grounding the electrical field of the body and what that does to sound in bombardment, how it dissipates, how we rise the vibrational harmonic within our own body to drown out those low frequencies. So what about all of us that do not know what cellular bombardment is doing to us and our ability to be grounded and vital with life? We just need to ask to be grounded. Conscious attainment. Take conscious effort. So what I did was, I didn't know what to ask for. I just asked for a master alchemist to help me. This obviously is not working real well for me. Hearing people's voices all the time. Psychic conversations. So I had to learn through this master alchemist, Quan Yin, that I could be grounded. And I needed to arrive in a body and be grounded. So one arrived to teach me to ground the light within me. And her name was Jenna, my friend. We use sound to alter the frequency. It's now understood by astrophysicists and cellular geneticists. Scientists worldwide know that the stronger field changes the weaker field. This is alchemy. This is spiritual alchemy. Of changing one's vibration through your own conscious efforts to insert into the crucible the proper ideas, proper frequencies to alter the vessel, to alter the environment, to allow the core elements, to allow the truth of your being to shine through, to allow the body and mind to release all energies once a higher energy is introduced. This is releasing the traumas, releasing the death frequency. This is allowance and forgiveness of yourself. And it permeates all the dimensions of you. I recently made friends with a young man just last week that people come to me, and this one fascinated me. His name is John, and he builds plasma devices for a foundation known as the Keshe Foundation. And it's based on some fascinating work by Dr. Keshe, a man that has had solutions for years and just released all his inventions, his free inventions, to the world. Anyone in the world now can build their own plasma energy devices. It's not being held back now. Plasma energy and healing devices. Dr. Keshe knows. He was introduced to radiation and nuclear science at a really young age. He became a nuclear engineer, and over the years he studied gravity and energy of the man and of the earth. He has developed vehicles that can propel us over an Earth or over a galaxy with plasma. Propulsion based on energy alone. He said that scientists were going about it all the wrong way. He was showing others how to make gold. He said, to make gold, we need mercury and one neutron. And they looked at him and said, but gold is one neutron less atomically than mercury. And he said, yeah, if you want to take a proton, a neutron, and an electron out of mercury to make it into gold, it's a lot of work. But if you put one neutron into the mercury, which immediately changes to a proton and an electron, then you have unstable mercury, which becomes gold and helium, and we can push it to become energy. This is plasma energy. Changing the molecular structure through vibration. A stronger element changes a weaker element. So the Keshe Foundation is developing all types of products that can assist humans in wellness. It's based on the intention applied to the source material, this plasma. This is spiritual alchemy now in science form. The spiritual harmonics as 3D aspects. Spirit and science are catching up to each other. Natural and organic practices are life. And they're two new technologies. All of now, but of the future of now. There is an exciting world with Dr. Keshe's work. I watched, I actually was up at 3 a.m. this morning suddenly and was drawn to a Keshe talk. And there was a doctor showing a cancer patient with full-blown cancer who didn't try any chemo or any radiation, but wanted an alternative method. This was in Mexico. He did plasma treatments on her. And within a short time, her whole body was healthy. She had no cancer left. This was breast cancer. It was physically able to see the cancer removed from the breast. This is high work. This is high intention. This is high alchemy. I watched where a lady was in a somewhat of a vegetative state, and they made a helmet for her to wear with plasma packets all around the inside, geared and tuned to the proper elements that are required for her situation. And she became non-vegetative, sitting up, bright-eyed. So in 2007, I woke up one day with the understanding of scientific procedures that I proceeded to write down, draw, and calculate. I began to use these understandings of strong energy affecting weak energy to affect my life and of situations around me. I called it genetic heralding, angelic heralding. This propulsion method that I was working with and drawing and envisioning, I had no clue about. It just worked etherically in my mind. It changed environments, it changed attitudes, it changed energy. I later found out, like 8 years later, that it had a name. That it was a discovery in the 1920s by a scientist, and I'm not going to name what that discovery is at this time. I have 3-letter agencies that would like to know. And here's little old me using this propulsion device, etherically, for an earth. I got some attention. So Dr. Keshe's work seems really familiar to me and works similarly in my core understandings. I have no idea the science behind his work. I just realize that it works. And it's how I understand life works. What a wonderful life we can choose. This is similar to energy work. It is energy work. Knowing that the soul creates a field of energy around us. Our intentions change through trust. This is how we communicate with a soul to affect it. The choice to allow release of any lifetime agreement that no longer serves you and any current life agreement that no longer assists but hampers your life. Imagine it. Just imagine that thing floating out of your body. A discordant frequency that keeps you from vibrating in harmony, allowing it freedom, allowing it forgiveness into the universal fields where you can then walk with a truth under your feet. Peace and love as you walk. Imagine if you did that on the way to a potential conflict. Walking in the soles of your own feet, riding in the sand as you walk. Peace and love. Peace and love. It's about your conscious effort to change how you view your life through the eyes of trauma that doesn't resonate with an angelic being in a crucible of light, holding the key elements of the elixir of life. This is you. The immortal elixir is you. You hold this conscious attainment. So allowing the discordant energies out of the body then allows freedom and grounded stability all at the same time. It's like confident arrival in a body. Welcome home. When stability is reached and a grounded nature begins to develop in the conscious attainment of the being to become the ideas of change and become the balance of life reached, the reality of change in your own personal lives to all those around you, and they can accept the change, the vibrational difference of you or not. It's going to happen when you change your vibration. When the vibration changes, don't be surprised if the friends or the family do not change. It's uncomfortable to stand next to stability. When there's an angry hive of bees within your aura trying its best to get out. So sometimes I kind of shake up people's snow globes, doing nothing but being. Just being the stability. One person's vibration change an environment. One person's intention and vibration can change much more ground on an earth. Become harmonic with the highest ideas for yourself. The benevolence in you vibrating at a rate that changes the ground you walk on. It literally can. Portals on the earth can be assisted in vibration. Our being is a portal in and of itself. You affect other portals. Each individual portal of consciousness makes up a whole humanity's consciousness. Choose to be responsible. So let's plug into the earth. Let's claim earth as our residency. Star traveler, you. Plugging in and allowing our being to merge into our truth changes the vibrational quotient of the timeline we present ourselves. We are vibration grounded, sealed off, and protected in our own sacred light. This stable foundation now of you can be more confident in where you walk, in peace and love, and peace and love, and peace and love. No matter the people or places or events, all less triggers peace. Magic happens here. Otherworldly things happen here. Interdimensional shifts, holographic inserts, timeline changes, converging, altering your ideas of life, altering back to your happiness that you know you are, to the love you know you have. In the heart. Even in the heart with the wall around it. Let's consciously vibrate what we know. Harmonics, vibrational harmonics of life. So you might ask, so what if others are not vibrating life, but are vibrating like road rage or pissed off at the grocery store? Vibration. Allowing others to vibrate as they vibrate and just want the best for them is a good idea. And remember, sometimes souls ask for stability around them so they can change and shake up their life. Could you be doing high service? Compassion for their journey. Never mind how they are flowing it to you. Concentrate on how you're flowing your energy, how you're harmonizing your field. Because one who is connected to the energy stream of life is simply more powerful and more influential to their own lives than a million who are not flowing with the energy stream of life. This influence changes the structures of the aura field of the earth, of the conscious streams of the earth. So don't for a second believe you're not powerful, that you're not meaningful, because you are the reason life exists. To further the understanding that vibrationally you are peace, and you can bring peace and joy and laughter. It is attainable, as is immortality. The ability to alter through vibration the plasma field that you generate, to alter it to peaceful means, can alter your health, your well-being, and your happiness. Don't accept the energies and stories and frequencies of another, anything that has anything to do with anything other than life. This is the sovereign entity of light, accepting its responsibility to itself and a humanity, that its vibration on an earth affects itself and others. This is compassion. The technology of compassion can alter your life. When you love yourself so much and care for the life and the body you came here in, to further the idea of you as superconsciousness, as divinity, utilize compassion in your life. Find the ways to do it. It's not always in a manicure or a pedicure or mommy night out. It can come in the form of standing in your truth when it's really uncomfortable. It may come as you tell a friend a blinded truth that they don't see. It may come as you allow another to vent their frustrations and it doesn't affect your vibration. This is compassion for yourself, allowing a being to flourish on earth without being swept away. You don't need to sweep you away any longer. Discordant thoughts. So let's ground into the earth and be the compassion for ourselves so we can influence and assist others. But this all happens inwardly. This is the technology. So start allowing compassion and start adjusting the tuner. Be the tuner of the life you've been given. It makes sense. None of this other stuff that we're witnessing going on in our societies makes sense. But this makes sense. Vibrational harmonics will send you to peace. Each of you, one by one, change the adaptation rate of your success. Let's turn it up a notch, folks. Let's be conscious creators of our life, aligned in a triad with our higher selves of universal alignment. This triad creates a vibrational allowance and neutral mechanics to open a door of opportunity charity and hope and faith. Let's change the nature of our reality one person at a time to guide a humanity's consciousness to one of peace across a whole earth. You might think I'm crazy that I think that's possible. I don't think it. I know it. Because I experienced it. And through that experience, I'm willing to offer to others what I've learned. So I'm offering sessions, healing sessions, for you as the healer of your own life. It's called a Quan Yin Alignment, and Quan Yin is the goddess of compassion in Chinese culture. She's the master alchemist of the universe, and with her energies, she holds open the gates of your being, of your auric field, and allows your own energy with your own choices to be your own healer. And you release and rewire the energies within and around you to kind of plug your energy field back into your master control panel, your higher self. It's what's required now. This is the information that my friend Jenna, the master alchemist, brought to me when I asked the universe to bring me someone. She came from Canada to a town of 80 people. I knew it was for me. We must be grounded to project our light, to be clear and without triggers. So changing the auric field, changing the energy fields within and around your 7 bodies, plugging you back into your soul star, plugging you back into your earth star. This is what the session is about. Releasing traumas, releasing emotions, and allowing yourself in a safe, sacred environment to allow all that to go. It's an hour-long session, and you can go to my website, to my services page, and request a session by booking your own time. I have international clients, and I do offer unusual times for people who live in other countries. I have a 3 a.m. client coming up tonight in the morning from Slovenia. So I'm making myself as available as possible to show people and feel, so that they can feel what it is to feel their own life force again. And that's exactly what they tell me. They feel strong and they feel a new sight. I'm also offering my first teachings, a course called Holographic Healing, where you'll receive a certification as an energy healing facilitator. It's a level 1 course, 3 people, where you can walk away after a 2-day course really confident in your ability to ground yourself and realign yourself, your family, and your friends back into a peaceful state of being. It's cutting-edge technology. Many physicists wish they had it, I believe. This course will be offered May 19th and 20th here in Asheville, North Carolina. It'll be held in a large private home overlooking the beautiful Blue Ridge Mountains. We'll have high vibrational food and high vibrational thought. It'll be a time and place for us to reset our lives, to allow ourselves to find a space to be our own alchemists. I'm only able to work in small groups to better assist you in your level of confidence and giving you enough time and individual attention to allow you to flourish, to allow you to walk away from a 2-day course and feel confident you can assist yourself in grounding and releasing energies within the body and within the aura. EHF is a 2-part practice. One is learning about ascension and your place in the world. And you can do this at my website, checking how you can see to learn more about this product. So join me next Sunday, same time, where the topics of the shows change every week. I ask you to allow yourself to tend to your 7 bodies, tend to your mind and soul, and allow yourself the peace you know you are. The unveiling of healing knowledge is here. Will you step into it? Have a fascinating Sunday.